Good morning. Uh, Welcome to our poster for the named entity extraction and linking challenge for the micropost workshop. Uh, Today I'm presenting. Uh, so our overall approach to the problem was to break the Neal challenge into the named entity extraction and named entity linking. So we try to use conditional random fields as because we know that conditional random fields work well on noisy text and especially for classification tasks. So we imagine that it would also work well on tweets. So we trained the conditional random fields model using the CRF++ toolkit, and we use the model to generate the BIO tags for tweets. Now we use these for the linking. When we get tweets, we use this trained model and we generate the BIO tags for them, and using those BIO tags we identify named entities and their boundaries. So like I mean, if there's a B person tag followed by an I person tag, then the named entity would start from the start of the B person word and end with the end of the I person word. So we now that we have our set of named entities, we use DBpedia Spotlight to annotate our tweet, and then once we have the tweet annotations, we search for our entities in those annotations and link the entities to the DBpedia URLs respectively. Now, which cannot be linked, those entities which cannot be linked are labeled as nil. Uh, Using binary features such as that the tweet starts with capital letters, the word starts with capital letters, the word is a dot, it's punctuation mark, it starts with an @ it starts with a hashtag, it has a hyphen, it has an underscore. So these are all binary features. Then we also have part of speech tags using the tweet NLP pause tagger. Now the tweet NLP pause tagger, the tags that we have are not the same as PenBank, TreeBank tags. These are more suitable for tweets and help distinguish between different kinds of aspects of tweets, like URLs and dot 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 and exclamations and such. So we also use a few compound features of based on part of speech, like whether the previous word was a pronoun or a noun, so on and so forth, indicators like that. And then while we're training, we take a context with the 5 for the pause features. We tried with context with the 3, but 5 gave us a better results. And for the binary features, just the indication that that feature is there is good enough. And we use unigrams, sorry. And we are using the CRF as like a classifier, where we classify the tweet into the BIO labels, which are the B person, B location, B organization, character, event, product thing, and similarly I and O. Uh, Once we have the model, we then take the tweets and we run it across the same model in the test phase, where we take the tweet and we run the CRF tagger using the model that we created, and that gives us the BIO tags for the incoming tweet, and that will let us identify the named entities and their boundaries. Now then we take the entire tweet, and then we use the DBpedia Spotlight annotate REST endpoint, and we set confidence and support to 0, and we get the resources. Amongst the resource XMLs that we get, we search for the surface form, and we search for matches between the surface form and the named entities that we have from the tweet. And for where we find a match, the corresponding URI is the URI that we report. And those for which we cannot find, we we say that we don't find them in DBpedia and set them to nil, and if the same word across cheats get the same nil number. As we added more and more binary features, relevant binary features, we saw a greater increase in the precision, recall, as well as accuracy for the for even our training set and the development set. And we kept adding the compound features. It just helped increase our accuracy. Like initially it was really low, like with the very few features, just pause, it was hardly 35-40% precision overall, and as we increased it went up to 40-48. Now that we thought was pretty good, mainly because of the other features that we added to our CRF training model. Now, when we worked with this on the development test set, we found that the noisy aspects of the tweets were not yet well captured. We needed more work, and also when we did the linking, the DBpedia Spotlight doesn't quite capture the same entities that we do. So we were not able to, and the DBpedia Spotlight need not be capturing named entities. So we were not able to get a lot of the URIs which might have been present in DBpedia and were not present in. For any further questions, please contact us.